Number one, make I first confess one thing. No, I no 100% support you. Yes, na Jowore be my man, but all my children gravitate to you. And as a good mama, when I be, I support my children anyhow.
So your children.
But my question be say, wetin I don dey support you first? You tell me say Atiku be your mentor. How can somebody when he spend our 16 billion, he pay company 16 billion, they can't give us darkness? You say na your mentor. How can somebody when sell night sell property for free and that property collapse? People when they do work for them, they become jobless and hopeless. You say na your mentor, so you go answer me that question. Then the other one, I'm not like you. You tell me say if you enter office, you not go probe these people when thief everything from us. My question to you, Augusta, when they apply for our job, if Nigeria na your company, you can't give out to people since 1960. They call the manager thief and so that your children can't lose hope for life. You can't get opportunity to collect them back. You say you not go put people in play, make it they collect our money from there. That is one question. Then the other question be say, a senator, House of Rep, governor, only 8 years now that they serve for office. The money where they take pay them, e pass money when they put for education. And yet na education now be the future of our children. What do you go do about that salary? Because everybody must collect minimum wage. No head pass one head. Then how can they spend only 8 years for office? They go come collect pension for life. And yet my papa and mama, when you suffer for 35 years, una no dey pay them. Even the peanut one they pay them for retirement. They go queue up, come even die in the process. Who does that? So you see this money when they keep them for House of Assembly, when they make them they thief, they do everything to enter into power. We want slash them down to minimum wage. Every allowances, we go put them for police. We go put them for military. We go put them for school. Go look at our school. Children go they sit down for inside water, they go primary school. Is that sellers when you go school? Now so primary school be. Now inside water that they learn. Now inside that they do secondary school. Una can't turn our children to non-entity. Una can't say me they not do yahoo yahoo. If una not change things, I go tell them make they do yahoo yahoo the more. In fact, none of una they go come begin they do yahoo yahoo for their house. All of them make them.
The aggression is not needed.
Leave me, my brother.
No, my question. Ask the question now.
Listen, my brother. There's a crazy person, not the shame.
I'm not ashamed for you.
Alias Hecho, are they shame for Nigeria? You know why? Because we are intelligent. We are smart. Everything where we need to become a great nation, Papa God give unto us. But our case can be like the woman when they sell wrapper for market. If they come into the come, they wear rack. Now,
can you let him answer the question? Can you let him answer the question? Huh?
I make him answer.
Okay.
Hey, what?
Excellency.
Mama. Make you cool down. If I know now for don't end, you know say it's a time don't they up. Let me say I did more time. If I don't say Mama they come, I for don't end this thing. Where we want end that this guy. I'm sure I'm gonna pass this interview.
Hey, show.
I'm gonna pass this interview, go. Okay. Mama, make a try small. You have every right to be annoyed. You have every right to be upset. We're all upset. The country has all the potentials of being a very great nation. And it's a great nation. This country have helped South Korea to pay salary. Malaysia is thriving today, but Malaysia once came here to take our palm oil in 2021. Malaysia, despite having a population of less than 50 million, living on about 290 something thousand square kilometers of land, or about 300,000 square kilometers of land, did export about $290 billion, when our own was just about 30. So we're just doing 10% of what they did. That's why I said the country is not productive. It's not productive because over the years, the country has become a case where criminals have taken over. And all they do is to steal whatever it is. And they're stealing it today. That's why I've shouted that those who are stealing our oil are people in government. Those who are stealing our commonwealth are people in government. And that's why we want to stop subsidies, stop everything, and deal with it. I've said we're a failed country because we are not invested in education and everything. What I want to do, and I want Nigerians to trust me, is to stop the stealing. And that's why I gave an example. Using Anambra State, nobody since this campaign started, I've challenged anybody to go to Anambra State where I served as a governor and see whether their money is missing. I've been the only governor who have served a state in Nigeria, apart from Yaradua, that left about 5 billion naira. I left 75, equivalent of 75 billion. Even if anybody wants to doubt, I left in cash $150 million, which you know the equivalent of what it is today. At 600 naira, that is 90 billion. And he had yielded some interest. And at the same time, I left in naira over 30 billion. And nobody put a gun in my head. Every other person who left office the time I left had gratuity or pension. When they brought it for me to sign, it is on record. But I told my speaker, I served the people of Anambra State by the grace of God. It wasn't my power that I came there. I came by His grace. Whatever I am today, it is by grace of God. It's not by my power.
Share this video. Share this video.
And I will never abuse God's grace. And I'm going home, and I can say it to anybody. Anambra State government have not bought me a bottle of water since I left office 9 years ago. It's there. Nobody have paid me one kobo. Every other place, they change their motto, they do anything. So that's why I want to serve. I never said I support the thieving. That's what I want to stop, and I'll stop it. What I said is that if you're not stealing, your wife and children are not stealing, those around you are not stealing, you stop it. I serve the bank. You can go and ask the bank. I have never defaulted in any loan. I have never taken their money. I was a director, chairman of Security and Exchange Commission. It's a federal government agency. You can go there and ask them every allowance, everything they paid me, whether it's housing, anything, motor, everything, I did not take it. They're here in Abuja. You can go to them. So I've remained that consistent, and I don't intend to change from it. It's even more critical now. I didn't say I will not probe or jail those who have stolen money. No. What I say and I stand by it, if you close your shop and chasing thieves, by the time you come back, you would have lost what is remaining in the shop because they will expire and you lose customer. I'm a trader. Your shop has to be open and you're getting more customers. And you make sure that you're selling the existing goods and don't spend more time in chasing thieves. Because whatever a thief is stolen, some of it they have spent, there's a likelihood you will not recover everything. I'll be very careful. What I want to stop is stop people from stealing any longer. Look at the government that came in and said they want to chase thieves. People stole more. I want to stop people from stealing any longer and then focus on tomorrow. No matter what you think Nigeria have lost, there's more that you can get for tomorrow. I'm a believer in tomorrow. Those who are consumed by yesterday and today will miss tomorrow. Tomorrow is the only dynamic thing. I want to change Nigeria by doing the right thing. Imagine if the present government have drawn the line, like I always say, and use the resources, including the borrowed resources, to invest in the future, would have been far better. In 2015, we were owing about 15 trillion. Our per capita is about 2,550. Today, we are owing 75 trillion. Our per capita is 2,000. I would have doubled that by focusing on tomorrow. I want to fix education. I want to fix health. And that is why I said I'm not going to be consumed by tomorrow. So don't close your shop and be chasing thieves. Look at it tomorrow. God did not give us eyes to look back. He gave us eyes to look front. Everything I've learned in my life, whether to drive or to bicycle, they'll tell you, look forward. And I've always looked forward. I don't look back, no matter what happens in the back. As for the person I said is my mentor, it's not a problem. Atiku remains a respected senior brother for the rest of my life. Even if my senior brother has his own fault or anything, he remains my senior brother. And I always respect him because God allowed him to be my senior brother. And I respect that. What I said is that in this business of politics, that I pass through him. If you are apprentice in what we call Igbo type of trading, you learn from too many people who have to group you up, and when all of them goes, they settle you. You start the same trade and everything. You might not necessarily sell the way they are selling their own. You might be selling differently, you know. So that is where to go. I pass through his hand. I learn things from him. I respect him. I have so many things, and he will remain so. There's one or two other people who I pass through their hand. I learn what they're doing. All combined, I'm selling my own, in my own style. I don't question how they're selling their own. But I remain respectful of their own distance. We're all looking for customers. It depends on who the customer wants to buy. If you want to buy obedient, here I am to sell it to you. If you want to buy a ticket, he sells it to you. You want to buy a Millicom, he sells it to you. So we have our product with their names clearly spelled. Whichever one you want to buy, it's it. I'm selling my own.
Okay. Omobola,
Thank you very much, Mr. President. It's good to have you here. Thanks so much for being very, very decisive and precise about all the things you plan and you intend to execute once you get into office. So, you mentioned something severally about the CBN not being our problem, that it's the FX and stuff like that. Well, I studied adult political science from the University of Benin, and it's quite bothering and concerning that, like you said, competence is what we lack, and we need people with passion that are patriotic in the leadership position. But over time, we've had people from every ends of our affair just getting political offices and political positions. So I graduated from school. I didn't wait for the government. I decided to start my own business. So I'm into entrepreneurship, sir. And first thing this year, 2023, that it's my business first. And I'm speaking on behalf of a whole lot of Nigerian youth right now. Was CBN restricting card payment through MasterCard, Visa card? I'm sure I'm not a whole lot of businesses have been suffering from this. And you mentioned CBN is not a problem, but their policies keep on hindering entrepreneurship. Because, okay, so we couldn't get jobs, right? And we couldn't get the right set of things we felt like we deserved. So we decided to create our own. And we decided to keep our heads under us. We decided to survive. But when we have things like card restrictions and startup limitations bordering into the existence of our businesses, Mr. President, what are the steps you intend to take? First of all, tackling these policies that discourage startup creation and lucration in Nigeria, because that is the reason why a whole lot of youths are leaving. I myself, for the first time in my life, I started considering leaving because I'm like, almost share this business go work like this. You can't really even dream 5 years into the future, 10 years into the future. That's my question, sir.
Thank you very much, my sister. Let me tell you why I said I didn't say CBN is not a problem. I said the physical. CBN is supposed to be driving the monetary policy. The physical space is the government. They're actually in charge. What CBN is doing now, which is why they're having to do what they're doing, is that it's like, the way we are in Nigeria now, is that the physical space is weak. It's like when they remove the people who are supposed to bring a particular wing, which is more important than everything, and then a situation where maybe in football, you've removed the people who are supposed to be first 11 and you just bring second place, that people run all over the place doing the work. CBN is a monetary space, is not doing what the physical side is supposed to be doing. So they are not into farming, into manufacturing. Nobody actually knows what is doing what. And they're trying to survive because they are not the right signals. What drives a nation is the physical space, because that's where the elected president is. That's where the elected people are. They are the ones that will decide where they're going. While the monetary people are independent, if you look at here down, CBN is not only doing the monetary thing they're supposed to be doing. Sure. When they brought a rice paddy in Abuja, the rice man said they remain grateful to the CBN governor. They didn't even mention Minister of Agriculture. They didn't even mention the Bank of Agriculture. CBN has nothing to do with the rice paddy in the real sense of it. Thank you. But because those who are supposed to do it are not doing it, they now find themselves cultivating rice or supporting rice farmers. It's like now today they say NNPC is like constructing road. NNPC is a company owned by government who is supposed to generate revenue, give to government to be shared in the 3 tiers of government. So if they have tax, they are not, while Valentine and company can go to use go for tax this thing to use it to construct road. A company owned by government cannot go the same thing and be given the same approval. They are not into road construction. So the whole thing is muddled up, and we're trying to fix it. What we want to do is to start doing the right thing. And that's what I said. If I'm here, people will stay in their wing, play their wing, be supervised to do in their wing. And if there's a problem, you deal with it. Because the country is going through too many problems and lack of clear leadership, people are doing what they're not supposed to do. So CBN is not the problem. People say, oh, God, it's actually trying to help. But it happened because the people who are supposed to play other wings are empty. It's like they've run out of, they're not no longer in the field. So it's one playing back, forward, goalkeeper, everything. It can work. You need to get people.
Excellency.
Yes.
Excellency, my producer is already saying to me that even if Mr. Peter Obi wants to stay, you are supposed to be a professional and allow this man to rest. He's been working all day.
Without the mama question, said yeah, and they look for another way because before another one like that. another one like that. I feel like I lose this job.
No, but we have directed them to send all the questions. Well, we're going to put your handle up again. So we've directed most of the questions that we have. We'll forward to your inbox or DM to look at. So
I consider me for the one where I don't answer for this job. No, go bring another mama question. If you bring that up,
no, mama. But the way you handled it, also I learned from it. What it means is that you understood the problem. I mean, a lot of Nigerians are not happy. Excellency, a lot of Nigerians are hungry. A lot of Nigerians are frustrated.
They have every reason to be.
They are frustrated. And sometimes we even extend the frustration to ourselves. And it's becoming an issue. Before we start killing each other over people that are stealing all the money and everything, we need to collectively decide and look clearly and more inwardly for the person that is going to take that seat. The person that is going to take that seat is very, very important to all of us. And
that's why I've insisted that everybody have to come and answer. Everybody should be interviewed for the job, not through via spokesperson. There's nobody who campaigns in the Western world through spokesperson. Every Nigerian knows Obama. And why do you know Obama's spokespeople? You know Biden's spokespeople?
No.
Have you ever seen anybody that say is Obama's spokesman or Obama's spokesman or Biden's spokesman? It's only in Nigeria that a person is campaigning, applying for a job, and is doing through via this thing. That's why I said that this year's election will be based on character we can trust. Everybody has to come to you, say his name, his age, schools he went to, possibly produce his certificate, call some classmates so we know exactly where the person is coming from.
That makes a lot of sense, Excellency.
For the character we can trust.
It makes a lot of sense. Now we're going to be rounding up, but I am very, very tempted because, the Common Sense Sisters are here. They are a major part of the AY show from Canada. I want to quickly hear from the Common Sense Sisters. I'll be biased to get them on board because of who they are and the contribution that they have, brought to the AY show over the years. Common Sense Sisters, how are you?
Greetings. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You amigo.
Brando.
My president. Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Peter Obi. I'm not your sister, I'm your daughter. Please, I'm your daughter. The
Okay.
age difference is clear.
Whichever one
My
it is.
name is Yes, my name is Ella. I'm one of the Common Sense sisters, and my sister will join me shortly. And I'm just calling in to appreciate you. I'm not going to bombard you with questions tonight. And like AY said, we're rounding up to. I was at your town hall meeting in Toronto on August 28th, 2022, this past summer, and you were gracious enough to wish me and my sister a happy birthday. So I want to thank you for rebranding Nigeria. I want to thank you for restoring hope in Nigeria. I want to thank you for showing us what leadership is and what leadership in service means to the everyday Nigerian. I love how realistic you are. My sister is joining me now. I love how realistic you are when you say that you will not be able to solve Nigeria's problem all overnight. And this is because everybody needs all hands on deck.
Everybody.
Part of the questions that part of the questions that this is my sister Yo-Yo.
Hi, Mr. President, incoming
Yes,
president.
Mr. President. Yeah, we call you Mr. President to the House. So we're all the way in Toronto here, so we won't have the opportunity of voting in the next elections because we don't have our PVCs, and also because the aspirants cannot vote from abroad, which we believe, and you have promised us in Toronto that once you get into office, you will be able
It can never
to
happen
restore
again.
that hope for us in the diaspora. Yes, it will never
You
happen
must
again.
vote. You must vote.
We must vote. We want to thank you because
Kenyans vote from abroad.
in
So
your
is Ghana.
yes,
We're giant of Africa.
yes,
This giant must be giant. Or it chooses a position
yeah,
where it
exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
can't be
You
giant
make
from
us
us.
proud to be Nigerians, and you make us happy to be able to hold our Nigerian passports. Whenever we go out and we say my country is running for an election, and a man that we're campaigning for rigorously is Mr. Peter Obi, we are able to show people, we're able to show them your track records, we're able to show them everything that you've done, all your universities, your education, as well as our incoming vice president, Dati Yusuf Baba Ahmed. We want to thank you for restoring hope to the Nigerian youth. On October 20th, 2020, we lost hope in Nigeria because of the events of the NSAS. But your emergence and your ability to listen to Nigerians and to listen to the youth most especially, even before some of our parents listen to us, is very, very, very much appreciated. We want to thank you for carrying yourself with grace throughout this campaign, with poise throughout this campaign. Despite all the efforts to stain your white, even though you wear black most of the time, you remain unstained. We want to also thank AY for bringing you to this platform.
Yeah.
It's very, very important. There is no leader on earth that has campaigned locally and internationally. You do it all with grace, and you behave as if you don't have any energy lost. But we know how time consuming this is. We want to appreciate you for always having an open ear to listen to the questions and the plight of the people. For example, the mama that called today, she's an example of the plight of the Nigerian people, be it boy, girl, father, mother, children. You were patient, you laughed, you were eating your groundnuts. Even the curtain behind you is green, white, green, showing how much passion you have for Nigeria. We thank you so much, Mr. Peter Obi. You
Common
have no
sense sisters,
idea.
thank you very much.
Thank you.